What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 50, and in today's episode, guys, I have a special treat for you. Today's episode will be 30 minutes long and feature a total of 5 games, one of which is a live highlights match, and I really do hope you guys enjoy this. Now, if this is the first series of mine you've watched, then you may be wondering why this episode is a special and why it's longer than usual. It's basically because every time we hit a milestone in a series, be it 50 or 100, I make a special video for you guys just to say thank you for the support on the series, because of course without you guys we wouldn't be making all this content, and hopefully you guys really enjoy this special video. It should be a lot of good fun. So thank you very much for all the incredible support on the series so far. The vast majority of episodes have had around 20,000 views each and over 1,000 likes too. That's really amazing. I can't say thank you enough for that. I really do hope you guys enjoy this special episode. It should be a lot of good fun. And also as well, if you can hear some banging in the background, I do apologise for that. There's a fireworks display going on, and it's pretty loud. Still, we take on Everton for the first of 5 games in this special long video here for you guys today in the Europa League quarter-final second leg at Vicarage Road. Now, of course, in the first leg against Everton, that was uploaded yesterday, we dispatched of the Toffees by 3-0 away at Goodison Park. Obi Olari scored a hat-trick in that game. So coming into this match, Everton would have to score at least 3 goals here at Vicarage Road. Otherwise, we will be going through to the Europa League semi-finals. So, of course, coming into this game, we were going to be firm favourites, not just for the game, but also to be advancing for the semi-finals as well. First chance fell to us, and then Jack Butland had to make a great save, and then following that, James McCarthy's effort goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. And at half-time, as you could see, it was goalless in this game. Both sides had a pretty balanced first half, but it was still 0-0, but that was totally fine for me. This was a game where I really did try and slow the tempo down, try not to just rush things really and force things through. Instead, just try and kill the game off really, not have too many chances, not too much excitement, which is totally fine for me, because even though I do want to get as many chances as possible, try and get as many attacks as possible, in this game we didn't need to do that. You know, we were leading by 3-0 on aggregate. All we had to do was just hold on to the ball, frustrate Everton, slow the game down, and that's exactly what we did. The game finished as a goalless draw at Vicarage Road, so maybe not the best of starts to this special long video, but regardless, a 0-0 draw was all we needed. This game was all about possession and being solid at the back. All we needed to do was keep hold of that ball. We did that, and as you could see, we go through to the Europa League semi-finals. So delighted with that. It is a goalless draw, but we were very solid at the back. We didn't give Everton too many opportunities to get themselves back into the tie, and because of that, we make it through to the Europa League semi-finals, where we'll be taking on Inter, and you'll see both of those legs in today's episode. The second leg will be the live game as well, so I didn't want to say that before the game to spoil the result of that game, but either way, the live game in today's episode will be the game against Inter, the second leg of the Europa League semi-final, and that is coming at the end of this episode. And we take on Leicester City for the second game of 5 in today's episode here in the FA Cup semi-final, so some absolutely massive games in today's episode. This FA Cup semi-final will be Leicester, the Europa League semi-finals against Inter, and it's also a crucial game at the top of the table in the Premier League as well, as we take on Arsenal and try and of course keep up the title challenge on Spurs right now. So some big games in today's episode. First game out of the way, drawing with Everton 0-0 at Vicarage Road to ensure we're going through to the Europa League semi-finals. Now taking on Leicester in the FA Cup semi-final here at Wembley, our first trip to the stadium this season. First chance fell there, but Kasper Schmeichel made a pretty simple save and kept it goalless, but in the 31st minute we won ourselves a free kick here. Sofiane Boufal was standing over it, and as you guys know, Boufal this season has been a bit of a disappointment. Our record signing at £21.25 million hasn't really cut the mustard. He's shown glimpses of flair and excitement and trickery. The end product has always been missing from Boufal though. He has scored a couple of goals in recent weeks, one important one against Borussia Dortmund of course, during that 2-2 draw away in Germany. He had a great chance here from his free kick in the 31st minute, and what a strike as well from Sofiane Boufal, as the Moroccan opens the scoring here at Wembley just past the half-an-hour mark and makes it Leicester City 0, Watford 1. So Leicester are flying in real life. They won once again yesterday, today for me, yesterday for you guys. Jamie Vardy scoring again in a 2-0 victory over Watford, funnily enough. But in the game, they're rock bottom of the Premier League. So coming into this FA Cup semi-final, we were going to be considered favourites. Wasn't the brightest start to this game for either side, but Sofiane Boufal does open the scoring here, and what a lovely free kick it is by our number 7 as well. It's our third free kick goal this season. Marco the Magician got the first one against Lech Poznan in the Europa League. We then scored one with Jonjo Shelvey against Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League. What a strike that was. And now Sofiane Boufal gets his first free kick goal of the season as he curls it past Kasper Schmeichel and makes it Leicester City 0, Watford 1. So 31 minutes in, we take the lead here at Wembley. Boufal with the free kick goal, and it's a fantastic goal from a player who has frustrated me so many times this season with a lack of end product, but he definitely shut me up there. Really good goal, and it's Leicester City 0, Watford 1. But unfortunately for us, the lead would only last for a couple of in-game minutes, because straight from kickoff, Leicester got themselves a chance, got themselves inside the area, and this guy, Okazaki, the Japanese forward, makes it Leicester City 1, Watford 1. When we took on Leicester at the King Power Stadium earlier on in the season in the Premier League, Okazaki scored 2 nice goals against me, and he scores again here. He's his 5th of the competition, and Shinji Okazaki makes it Leicester City 1, Watford 1. So I can't defend against this guy, but in the 43rd minute, how about this? Crescito, our goalkeeper, comes flying out of his goal to meet Jamie Vardy in red-hot form in the Premier League, and if he beat our goalkeeper there, beat him to the ball, I should say, he would have been going through with an open goal to make it Leicester 2, Watford 1. So Crescito getting away with that, doing his best Manuel Neuer impression, I think, but making sure that we would keep it at 1-1 as we went into the second half. So we dominated possession in the first half, but it was still level. But in the second half, just past the hour mark here, Ruben Loftus-Cheek does what he does best, wins the ball back, finds Troy Deeney. Deeney picks out Sofiane Boufal, and for the second time in the game, Sofiane Boufal beats Kasper Schmeichel and makes it Leicester City 1, Watford 2. So maybe, just maybe, Boufal is finally going to start coming into his own now late on in the season. He had a pretty good start to the season, got a couple of assists early on, then did absolutely nothing for such a long period of time. But now he's got 3 goals in just a few games. Sofiane Boufal does make it Leicester 1, Watford 2, and we are back in front in this game, courtesy of the Moroccan's second goal of the game. In the 65th minute, Okazaki almost turned provider there, finding Gökhan Inler, but the shot goes wide, the post and behind for a goal kick, and it was how the game would finish as well. Final score at Wembley, Leicester City 1, Watford 2. Boufal's double ensures that we are going through to the FA Cup final, where we will be taking on Arsenal in search of our first win in that competition in the series. So that should be a really good FA Cup final, Watford versus Arsenal. Just so pleased to get there as well, because in the Capital One Cup this season, we had the holders of that competition, and we got knocked out so early on by Leeds United. It was really disappointing. Yes, of course, we were resting all the players, but even so, still a big blow to lose in an early round, and to ensure that we won't be claiming the trophy once again. So in the FA Cup, to reach the final, our aims in the domestic cup this year were to reach the quarter-final. To get to the final is fantastic, and even if we do lose to Arsenal, obviously hopefully we won't lose to Arsenal, but even if we don't get into a final, it'll still be a really good achievement for us, and I'm really pleased we have got there. And for Boufal as well, our record signing, so disappointing in this season, but 2 good goals in that game. Of course, that free kick being the main one, a really good strike. Hopefully now, come the end of the season, he's finally going to get it sorted and be a key member of our squad in this very fixture congested run-in. Still, we take on Inter for the 3rd of 5 games in today's episode here, taking on Inter in the Europa League semi-final first leg as the Italians travel to Vicarage Road here in England to take us on in the first leg of this semi-final tie. Really excited coming into this game. Of course, the board gave us aims this season of reaching the Europa League final. Now, at the start of the season, I said I wasn't really sure whether we'd be able to do that, but now taking on Inter in the semi-finals, the confidence is there. We've already knocked out Borussia Dortmund. I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel like we could possibly make it through to the final. We should have gone 1-0 up in this game 4 minutes in. Troy Deeney, who's our top scorer this season, was denied though by a fantastic save by Handanovic. Yes, Deeney should score, but either way, what a stop by the goalkeeper, and Inter got the ball away. And in the 7th minute, a great chance for Inter to open the scoring. I think that was Icardi there going pretty close, but it was still goalless. And just a couple minutes later, another good chance for Inter. This shot by Brozovic going harmlessly wide at the post though, and behind for a goal kick. But it was still 0-0 with a very fast start to this game. Both sides having good chances early on. Another good chance for us here fell in the 31st minute. Marco Ryan Tala beats Martin Montoya down the left-hand side, skips past the Spanish right back and crosses the ball in. And how about that for a piece of defending by Murillo there? I don't know how on earth he got the ball over his own bar there from 4 yards out, but he did, and he keeps it at 0-0. And from this free kick in the 45th minute, we crossed the ball into John Joe Shelby, but the header goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0. Final chance of the half fell here. Nathan Redmond picks out John Joe Shelby inside to Troy Deeney, but once again Handanovic makes the save to deny our skipper, and it is still goalless. And at half time, as you can see, there were quite a few chances on the board, even though it said only 5 shots in total for both teams. There were quite a good few opportunities, but it was still 0-0. But in the second half here, a good chance for Inter to open the scoring in the 68th minute. Freddie Guarin finds Montoya, back to Icardi, back inside towards Montoya here. The right back gets himself inside to shoot, but Butler makes a really good save and turns it behind for a throw. So good save there, and Jack Butland keeps it goalless here at Vicarage Road. But one of the final chances fell here in the 78th minute as we had ourselves a free kick. Into a dragging the wall forward here, but Leyen was standing over it, and number 35 swings the cross into the centre, picks out Lewis Cook, the header goes up in the air, and Marco Ryan Tala heads it past Handanovic and makes it Watford 1, Inter 0. But Marco the Magician thinks he scored his 5th goal in the Europa League competition, but sadly the linesman has other ideas, puts his flag up and disallows it for offside. It was very very, very close. It really was tight there. But as you can see, Ryan Talla was just offside. The linesman calls it right, and it is still Watford 0 into 0. And the final chance fell here in the 88th minute. Ryan Talla finds Bertrand Traore here down the left-hand side. Takes it around the Nemanja Vidic here and beats the Serbian centre-half. Plays it across towards Nathan Redmond. Goes through to shoot, but again, Handanovic makes an absolutely fantastic save. And Nemanja Vidic gets the ball away. So 2 big saves from Handanovic in this game. Really, really good goalkeeping. And he does ensure that the game does finish here at Vicarage Road. Watford 0 into 0. So, you know, you may be looking at that game and feeling quite disappointed. You know, we had 6 shots, 5 of which are on target. Had more possession than Inter as well. I felt we were the better team in this game. So we may be leaving feeling a little bit disappointed. But Handanovic made 2 massive saves for Inter. 2 really good saves to Dini and then Redmond early on and then late on in the game. So really, really good performance from Handanovic. And of course, because we didn't concede an away goal as well, it does mean if we go to the San Siro and score just once, Inter will have to score at least 2 goals in the game. So, you know, for us, yes, of course, we're disappointed not to break the deadlock in that game and get ourselves a goal. But a goalless draw is not a bad result because we know that going into the game against San Siro, if we really go for it and we get ourselves a goal, it could be a very, very difficult challenge for Inter. Still, we take on Arsenal for the 4th of 5 games in today's episode here, and the last game, which is recorded as a post-commentary. Taking on Arsenal here as we try and keep ourselves in the race for the title. It is, of course, pretty unlikely. We do know that. Our last game in the league was a defeat to Chelsea, so coming into this game, we do know it's going to be very, very tough for us to get ourselves back into that title race and possibly mount a very, very surprise title challenge come the end of the season. Still, first chance this game against Arsenal would fall in the 5th minute as Damari Gray goes down the left-hand side, takes around Laurent Koscielny, crosses to the far post. Buffal controls it, and what a block that is by Mertesacker. Absolutely superb defending from the German, because Cech does get beaten here, but Mertesacker gets it behind with his head and turns it away for a corner. What a fantastic defensive block that was by the giant German, and he stops Buffal from scoring again and keeps it at Watford 0, Arsenal 0. In the 10th minute here, John Joe Shelby picks up the ball and gets himself inside to shoot, but it's pretty simple for Petr Cech, and the Czech Republic international keeps it at 0-0. And in the 19th minute here, a good chance for Arsenal to open the scoring. Alexis Sanchez finds Aaron Ramsey here. The Welshman goes for goal, but Jack Butland turns it behind for a corner and keeps it goalless. So Butland again looking for another clean sheet. He makes a good save there and keeps it at 0-0. And in the 29th minute here, we go on the break. Obi Olari finds Troy Deeney through to Damari Gray. Fake shots round Laurent Koscielny here, beats him down the left-hand side, gets himself inside across to the far post, and it almost sneaks in at the far post as well. Misses everyone, but hits the top of the bar, and Arsenal get the ball away. And the final chance of the first half would fall in injury time in the first half here as Ruben Loftus-Cheek finds Sofiane Buffal down the right-hand side. He tries to take it around Kieran Gibbs with a couple of skill moves, but the left-back comes back with a good challenge. But as it falls to Neon, my right-back here, he does the hard work, fake shotting around 2 Arsenal defenders, gets himself inside to a great shooting opportunity, but the shot was terrible. Blazes the ball way over the bar and into the stands. A really bad attempt there, showing us why he's a right-back and not a striker. Really poor attempt. Should have at least hit the target from that range, but it was still Watford 0, Arsenal 0. So going to break goalless as things stood here at Vicarage Road. 5 minutes after the restart, Arsenal had the first chance in the second half. Theo Walcott's shot going way wide the post and behind for a goal kick. And 10 minutes later, we had our first chance in the second half. Obi Olari gets himself inside to shoot, but what a stop by Petr Cech. The former Chelsea goalkeeper denying our big striker with a great save there, and he keeps it at 0-0. But in this game, despite Arsenal having the possession, unsurprisingly, we were playing really, really well. We had a lot of chances, a lot of good shots on board. Checker made a couple of good saves, but it was still 0-0 in this game. And in the 65th minute here, as Loftus-Cheek plays a great ball through towards Damari Gray, he takes around Debussy, the right back, gets himself inside to cross, picks out Obi Olari, and Olari finally breaks the deadlock 5 minutes past the hour mark, and Obi Olari does make it Watford 1, Arsenal 0. So delighted with that, and I felt no more than we deserved too. We were playing really, really well in this game, had a few good chances. Checker made a couple of great saves as well, but this was a really, really funny goal because as Gray picks the ball up here, he crosses the ball into the centre. When you got Olari in the centre, 6'5", you'd think you'd put the ball in the air. And instead he chips it towards his mid-drift. Olari 6'5", per Mertesacker, who was guarding him 6'6". Both had to stoop really, really low to try and get to the ball. Mertesacker can't do so. Clearly that extra inch he has on him wasn't enough to try and make up for the deficit of Olari getting there instead. Olari does head it in and makes it Watford 1, Arsenal 0 as we take the lead in this game. 4 minutes before the end, Alexis Sanchez was denied by a great save by Jack Butland from the corner. It's crossed into Ramsey, and Ramsey gets the volley horribly wrong, and the Welshman blazes the ball into the stands, and it's still Watford 1, Arsenal 0. So Arsenal didn't give up on the game despite trailing by a goal to nil. They've had a very, very poor season in the game, sitting in 10th place right now as we try and hold on to what will be a massive 3 points for us. And from the goal kick too, we get our way out the pitch here as Damari Gray goes down the left-hand side, takes around Debussy, who wasn't playing very well here. Gray keeps on going, slides it inside to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Great chance for 2-0, but it's another good save by Petr Cech, and he turns the ball behind for a corner and keeps it at 1-0. But it wouldn't matter though, because it was how the game would finish. Final score at Vicarage Road, Watford 1, Arsenal 0. A fantastic result. It keeps us in the race for the title with just 4 games to go. I never thought we'd be in this situation, but we are. We could still possibly, potentially, win the Premier League title with Watford in just our second season. It'll be an incredible achievement. Without doubt, one of the best things I would ever do in any career mode series ever. So there's still a chance we could do that. It was a really good game as well. Felt we thoroughly deserved the 3 points too. Arsenal surely not going to qualify for the Champions League for next season in this year's game too. And for us to, hopefully now, we should be strong favourites to finish in the top 4 place come the end of the season, which was of course our main aim regardless. But that does end the post-commentary part of today's episode, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed the first 15 minutes of this 30-minute special. The next part is of course going to be the live commentary against Inter in the Europa League semi-final, second leg away at the San Siro. Another massive game. I really hope you enjoyed this part of the episode, and I hope you enjoyed that part of the episode as well. Thank you very much for watching regardless. If you have been enjoying the episode so far, please do leave a like, and I hope you enjoy the final game of the episode, which is the live game against Inter away at the San Siro. Okay guys, so welcome to the live part of today's episode here, the special episode number 50. I really hope you guys are enjoying the episode so far. And in the live part of today's episode, we will be taking on Inter for the Europa League semi-final, second leg away at the San Siro. Of course, the first leg at home at Vicarage Road finished as a goalless draw. In the other Europa League semi, Inter's rivals Milan beat Schalke by 2-0. So coming into this game, I would definitely say we probably would be considered favourites for it, because don't get me wrong, Inter are a very good side and everything, but of course, because of the away goal ruling, keeping a clean sheet at home, I know I talk about this all the time, but because of the away goal ruling, if we get 1 goal tonight, it will mean that Inter will have to score at least 2. So I think because of that, we should be considered the favourites, because when you think about the goals we scored, we put 3 past Everton in 1 leg, put 3 past Borussia Dortmund over 2 legs. We scored quite a few goals in this competition, and in general this season on its own. And of course, due to our formation change too, we're a lot more adventurous when going forward now using the custom formation I created. So I would definitely say, even though I'm usually quite pessimistic, that we'll probably be considered favourites tonight to go through to the final, and even if we don't win the game, we'll just draw it. I'm pretty sure we'll at least score 1 goal, and of course because of what happened in the Borussia Dortmund game, that could prove to be the difference once again. But still, we'll take on Inter at the San Siro. Milan will take on Schalke presumably at the Veltins Arena. No, Milan will take on Schalke at the San Siro, but we're playing at the San Siro too against Inter, so yeah, great. I was just about to say, it'll be interesting to see what goes on at the Veltins Arena with Schalke trailing by 2-0. But no, Inter and Milan, who famously both play at the same stadium, the San Siro, one which I'd love to visit one day, are somehow going to be playing at the same time on the same day against 2 different sides. How does that actually work out? Oh, this game. It's such a trivial thing, I know. I know no one else would care, but it's such a trivial thing. But it's those sort of things right there where I just think, how have EA not addressed that? Do you know what I mean? How have they not addressed that? You can't have 2 different teams playing 2 different games at the same time on the same day. How have they not addressed stuff like that? But anyway, coming into this game, I will have to make changes, of course. Obviously, on the weekend, we beat Arsenal by 1-0. So coming into this game here, we will have to make changes due to fitness reasons, but most of the players are fit enough to start the game anyway. We did make some changes against Arsenal regardless. Of course, Shelby won't be playing. He's suspended for this one. He accumulated too many yellow cards in the previous games, so won't be able to play in this game at all. So Kapul will come in and play holding mid for us. The attacking mid slot, Loftus-Cheek, I was thinking about dropping him to the bench for the game due to him being tired after playing against Arsenal, but we will keep him in the first 11. Same with Buffal as well. They are a little bit tired. We'll keep them in the first 11 and probably give them a rest on the weekend against Sunderland. At the back, though, I'm going to make 2 changes. Joel Matip is out for Michael Keane. He's kept 2 clean sheets in 2 games in the Europa League against Everton, so I want him to start. He's a really good player for us. And also, Dominic Iorfa will drop to the bench ahead of Neom, who can start right back, as he is a better fullback anyway. I've just been using Iorfa a little bit more of late because he has been playing pretty well for us. But regardless, that's the attacking lineup, though. Ryan Talla, Loftus-Cheek, and Buffal supporting a strike partnership with Bertrand Traore and Troy Deeney. That is a very menacing front 5. And, this season, like I said, after changing to custom formation, we have been scoring a lot more goals, looking a lot more threatening in front of goal. I'm very confident that these 5 players here will have a hand in at least 1 goal, which could be the difference between us going through to the Europa League final. So that's the team I'll run with. I'll put Berghaus on the bench for Olare. Olare did, of course, score 3 goals against Everton, but 46 stamina. This is one of the reasons why I don't play him very much. I have actually trained the stamina as well to go up from 40 to 46, but it's still way too low. It will take way too long till we get it to a decent level where he could be used a lot more regularly. So Berghaus on the bench for Olare, and that's a totally fine bench for me as well. So I think I might just leave it there. Possibly actually put Leon or Juan Fran ahead of Iorfa instead. And Cook, Redmond, Berghaus, Vidra. Austin is coming back from injury, but I'd rather leave him in the resis for the time being. I trust Vidra. He's done quite well since January. So yeah, that team's fine. That team's totally fine. We'll run with this team. And, you know, the board want us to reach the Europa League final. And when I started this season off, we saw those aims. I said I wasn't really sure whether we could do that or not. And, you know, coming into this game, this is such a massive game for us in the season. One of the biggest games of the season, because, of course, we do go through to the Europa League final. To hit that aim will be a massive, massive achievement for us. Because, obviously, in the FA Cup, we've already met the aims. The board wanted us to reach the quarter-final stage. We've already guaranteed a place in the final. And, of course, in the league as well, touch wood, after that massive, massive win against Arsenal, we've only got 4 games to go. We're just 4 points behind Spurs, who are top of the table as well. We are considered very, very strong favourites to finish in the top 4 as well. So if we can hit all of our criteria this season, in the FA Cup, in the Premier League and the League as well, I'll be very, very happy. Of course, the disappointment was the Capital One Cup. We went out early in the competition we were the holders of, getting beat by Leeds on penalties at Vicarage Road. But Europa League final, if we can get through, that would be great. FA Cup final already guaranteed, that's great. And of course, the Premier League as well. Still 4 games to go, and you never know what could happen, but we're on course for a Champions League place. So this will be a great, great second season with Watford if we can hit all of those aims. That's why this is a big, big game for us. But regardless, it is episode number 50 of the series as well, and I do want to say a massive thank you for the support on the series so far. Every episode has had 1,000 likes plus, which is absolutely fantastic. Really do appreciate that, and obviously as well, I'm still laughing at the Milan game. Seriously, they must be playing at a different stadium somewhere. But anyway, no, I really do appreciate the likes you guys have been showing me on the series so far. Every episode has had 1,000 plus. I really do appreciate that. The majority of the videos have hit 20,000 views plus as well. That's absolutely fantastic. I can't say thank you enough for that. I really do appreciate it. You know, this season with career mode, I know quite a few people are struggling to get into it. It's a lot slower of a game. It's very slow tempo, but I'm really, really enjoying this save. I'm really enjoying this series. I love making, you know, videos for you guys, as you guys know, and I'm really enjoying making the episodes for this series as well. The support you guys have been showing me of late has been absolutely fantastic. I really do appreciate that, and I suppose if you can leave a like to help me out even more so, I would appreciate that too. But hopefully I have been enjoying episode number 50 regardless. I do want to say, just before the game gets underway too, I will have another episode of Road to Division 1 out later on tonight. I do apologise for the delay. All will be explained in an episode. If you don't know why I haven't been uploading episodes in that series, all will be explained in an episode later on tonight, why it's been so long since the new episode. But there will be a new episode of Road to Division 1 tonight, hopefully, and also as well, I will have a new series starting sometime this month as well. I'll be getting to work on that during the week sometime. But here we go, Europa League semi-final, second leg against Inter. I'm already out of breath, but Europa League semi-final, second leg against Inter here. All we know is that 1 goal will mean Inter will have to score at least 2 on the night. So the stage is set for a big game here at the San Siro. Goodness knows where Milan are playing their game, but regardless, our game is here at the San Siro, and hopefully, touch wood, we can get ourselves the result and get through to the Europa League final. Come on, Watford. Is Jovetic for Inter, takes it round Danny Rose, and the Montenegro striker gives it back to Montoya, and the Spanish right back gives it straight to Troy Deeney, and oh man, if Deeney had a better first touch there, we could have been away, but sadly it'll come back to Inter, and they can get themselves a chance themselves here as Kondogbia finds Freddie Guarin, inside to Kondogbia, goes for goal, it's blocked, but Jovetic strikes it, and puts it harmlessly wide the post and behind for a goal kick. Icardi even had the shot, the first one of the game, but thankfully it goes wide the post, and it is still goalless. Montoya for Inter on the ball, and he turns Ryan Tyler and plays it back towards Handanovic, putting the pressure straight on Inter from the beginning here, trying to force them into a mistake, and they make one there as Traore picks it up for us, and Bertrand Traore in the ball could shoot from range. Traore goes for goal, straight at Handanovic, first proper chance for us, easy save for the goalkeeper though, and it is still goalless. So Riedewald's throw is going to go all the way back towards Michael Keane, and Keane will half volley it through towards Danny Rose, the left back. Rose will try and send it down the left hand side towards Ryan Talla, who could beat Felipe Melo here. The holding midfielder comes across, but Ryan Talla gets himself inside, and it's Ryan Talla on the ball, who goes for goal, straight to Handanovic, and once again another chance for us, but the shot is a simple save for the goalkeeper. Is Jovetic for Inter, and Leon comes across and wins it off him easily, and gives it back to Jack Butland. Simple pass for Butland towards Riedewald, but it comes to Rose instead. Now through towards Marco Ryan Talla with the fake shot to beat Montoya, and a great chance here as Ryan Talla gets going. Good chance here as he plays it down left hand side towards Traore. Ryan Talla continues his run. Traore beats his man to get inside with the ball spin and shoots a goal. Good save with the goalkeeper. Ryan Talla, oh my goodness, that would have been fantastic. A bicycle kick from Marco the Magician, but it's blocked and put behind for a corner. corner. That would have been an incredible goal. It's Brozovic for Inter, plays it through towards Jovetic. Great chance here. Jovetic on the ball. Keane comes across. Still Jovetic plays it inside, and the shot comes in, and Guarin hits the side netting. A great chance for the Colombian to make it 1-0 into the side netting though, and it's still goalless. As Butland kicks it towards Neom. I don't know why I hesitated for Colombian there. I knew it was Colombian, but Buffal with a nice piece of skill finds Neom anyway. Down the right-hand side, Buffal is asking for it, but Neom's going to take it around Santon himself. Got a few bodies to aim for. One is Traore, straight at Handanovic. It's easy save for the goalkeeper, and it is still goalless in this game despite there being quite a few chances. And there is half-time here at San Siro, and it is goalless between Inter and Watford. So a pretty frustrating first half for us, I have to admit. We've had quite a few good chances. Handanovic has made one good save I can note, and also a couple of simple saves too. Inter had a couple of chances themselves as well. It's been a pretty lively first half though, despite there being no goals. Quite a few chances for both sides, but it is still goalless at the break. And of course, we know, that in the next 45 minutes, just one goal could potentially see us through due to the away goal ruling. So Milan playing their game somewhere else have beaten Schalke by a 0-0. So Milan are surely now going through to the Europa League final, as Schalke will need to score 4 goals due to the away goal ruling. As you can see, Inter had more possession than us, 55-45. But we've had 7 shots in a half though, 5 of which on target compared to 3 and 0 for Inter. So, you know, a pretty good first half from us. We do know Inter do carry a good threat themselves, so we will have to be wary of that in the second half. But another half like this, and I'm sure we'll get our breakthrough, and that could be the difference. So come on, Watford, we can get ourselves the goal, we can get ourselves through to the Europa League final. Might have to make some changes too, as Loftus-Cheek and Buffal are getting a little bit tired, but regardless, we'll keep it as it is for the time being, going into the second half, possibly 45 minutes away from a place in the Europa League final. So Butland's throw towards Neom. It is still goalless here at the San Siro, as Neom finds Redmond off the bench, through towards Capu. Ryan Taller's out wide, he'll give it to Danny Rose, still hobbling after the injury. He could play it inside to Loftus-Cheek here, getting very tired, Ruben, but he gives it to Capu here. Back to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ryan Taller is out wide, he's got Deeney running in the centre. He crosses to Troy Deeney at the far post. Murillo does well, and Andrioli will prevent the corner, and that is some risky defending from Inter. And isn't that a pass back? Is that not a pass back? Surely. From the left back, Santon, I think it was. Referee says nothing, obviously, mainly because pass backs don't happen in FIFA, or they shouldn't, and it is still goalless. But yeah, that was very risky, and that was very risky from Butland, and he's giving it straight to Guarin, and Keane is going to get there and get the ball away. Dear oh dear, this second half has been very, very poor. Non-league standard, really, but it's still goalless, and both sides survive a bit of a scare there, but it is still 0-0 with under 15 minutes to play. Some tired legs out there as Loftus-Cheek picks up the ball, and he'll play it back towards Michael Keane. Keane through towards Neom, down the right hand side. He's got Traore inside. They'll give it to him. Traore out wide towards Redmond here. Can he keep the ball in play? Yes, he can. Can he beat Brozovic? Yes, he can. Still Nathan Redmond. Can he cross the ball into the centre? Yes, he can. Loftus-Cheek on the ball. Shoots first time. Great save by Handanovic, and turn behind for a corner. Great save there, and it's still goalless. Ryan Taller swings in the corner towards Keane, who heads it in, and with 5 minutes to go, Michael Keane makes it into 0. Watford 1. Get in. Michael Keane with the goal. And in this second half, which hasn't been played at the best of tempos, we do get the breakthrough. And now, because of the away goal ruling, Inter will have to score 2 goals in the final 5 minutes. Great delivery from Ryan Taller. The goalkeeper gets caught in no man's land. And Michael Keane, I discussed him pre-game. He really is a decent centre-back. Doesn't get on the pitch enough for us. Prefer using Matip and Riedewald, but maybe Keane next season deserves a shot in the centre-back position. Michael Keane heads it in, and the former Burnley and Manchester United defender maybe sending Watford through to the final of the Europa League. Keane with a goal, get in. Surely now, Inter 0, Watford 1. We should be going through to the Europa League final. It's long go for Inter, gives it towards Murillo, and Keane is there again, gives it back to Butland, through towards Neom, and with just under 30 seconds to play, we still lead by that 0-0, and a possible chance on the break here as Redmond off the bench has the pace on David Santon. What a chance to make it 2-0 and secure the win and get us through to the Europa League final. Great save by the goalkeeper, and Leyoun couldn't convert from close range, missed the ball, and Montoris runs straight into Leyoun here, and still a chance. Leyoun on the ball, through towards Ryan Taller, and a great save by Handanovic, turns it behind for a corner, and the game is surely all ours now as we try and get ourselves a second goal. In goes the corner, and Handanovic is there, and that should be the game regardless, but almost made it 2-0. Either way, a couple of great saves by Handanovic, and we still lead by a 0-0. as Palacio tries to turn Danny Rose, who hobbling still does very well to win the ball for us. And there is the final whistle. It is all over. We have beaten Inter at the San Siro by a goal to nil. I said I fancied our chances coming into the game. I knew we could score a goal at some stage, and we did. Full-time result, Inter nil, Watford 1 here at the San Siro, and that means that we are through to the Europa League final. Get in, Michael Keane with a really good performance at the back, helped us keep a clean sheet, and of course was the hero in getting that late winner as well. He's delighted, I'm delighted. A fantastic result, and again Handanovic, I felt for Inter, played really well. He played well at Vicarage Road, played well in this game, but got caught in no man's land for Keane's goal, and we do leave we do leave Milan even with the win, and we are now going through to the Europa League final to most likely take on Inter's rivals Milan, as they were beating Schalke by 3-0 at half-time on aggregate. So let's take a look at the match facts. As you can see, I do feel we deserved the game as well. We halved out the possession in the second half, got it to 50-50. In terms of shots, 11 in total, 7 which on target compared to Inter's 4-0, so a pretty quiet game for Jack Butland. But of course the most important to that was the goal. Michael Keane heading in a Marco Ryan Tala corner late on in the game ensures that we do leave the San Siro with the win, and again a great performance from a defender who just does not get enough credit in this team clearly, as we get ourselves the result. So absolutely delighted about that. Fantastic 2 results there out of 2 games. Of course, the win against Arsenal that technically keeps us in the title race and gives us a really, really strong position for a top 4 finish. And of course, now through to the Europa League final as well. There's confirmation we will take on Inter's rivals Milan in the Europa League final. Not sure what stadium that will be played at, but either way, really looking forward to that and delighted to be going through to the Europa League final thanks to Michael Keane's late header. But that does end the episode, guys, so thank you very, very much for watching the special episode number 50. I really do hope you guys have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed the 30-minute special, then please do leave a like rating, as that is much appreciated. And of course, it really does help my channel out. Obviously, you don't have to leave a like if you don't want to, but I really would appreciate it. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you for episode number 51 very soon. I've got my next episode of Road to Division 1 coming out later on tonight. I'm also starting a new series this month, hopefully during this upcoming week, if not the week after. But thank you for watching the video regardless. Just a few games to go in the Premier League, an FA Cup final, and now Europa League final to come. It's going to be a really frantic finish to this season with Watford. Don't miss any more episodes. It's going to be really, really exciting. But thank you for watching. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for episode number 51 of my FIFA 16 career mode tomorrow afternoon. Bye-bye.